Hi guys, here's Christian from Game Design Reviews and Game Design Scrapbook. Welcome to the advanced tutorial on how to play the game The Tone Rebellion. If you are new to this, then I recommend going back to the basic tutorial, because today we are going to cover some topics which we have missed the first time around. I would like to thank everybody who gave me this wonderful feedback on YouTube. I will certainly look into ways of doing a let's play of this game. But now into the tutorial. I'm gonna load the old save game so we can start the game where we left off previously. Wow, things are exploding. The first thing I want to cover is how to get new workers, these dudes who are flying around. In a game like StarCraft, you would normally click on a building and click on a button and new workers would appear. Not so much here. Here workers are built automatically in these tone pools. They just appear automatically over them. And they continue appearing there as long as you have a certain kind of resource called tone flow. There we go. There's yet another worker appearing there. So tone flow, you can see how much tone flow you have when you click anywhere where there's nothing, or on your main building, and you on the top you can see this number, surplus flow. As long as this number is above 5, then you will continue getting new workers. Of course, every worker will decrease this number by 1. And you can also get new flow by conquering more of these pools. There are more of these pools. Here's another one all around the world, and your goal in this game is basically to find them and to conquer them and to build a tone spreader right next to them so you can prime them. When you prime the pool, you get more tone flow. Now there's also an upper limit to the amount of workers you can have, so that's why I'm not getting any more workers right now. But you also have to keep in mind that, for example, building buildings will also decrease your flow. So I have now 6 and I'm going to build a new building, and when the building is built, I'm going to go back down to 5. So the game is very much about balancing the amount of workers you have with the amount of buildings and also even soldiers you have, because they also take away tone flow. So the next topic I want to cover is the keys to the bridges. So we have inserted one the last game. As you saw, that they're incredibly useful because they give you access to new areas, but they're even more useful in a different regard, in that they unlock also new technology, new upgrades. Every time you insert a key into a bridge, you get more upgrades. So for example, now that I have inserted the key into this bridge, I'm able to build a new kind of building. Previously I was only able to build this Brotherhood of the Tentacle building. Now I'm going to build a Gazer's Dojo building. This is basically very similar to the Brotherhood of Tentacle Dojo, which means it's a building that produces soldiers, military units, but the Gazers are a little bit different from the Brotherhood of Tentacle guys, in that they're able to attack things from afar, whereas the Tentacle guys have to get close up to the enemy and are exposed to getting hurt. Now you can see sometimes your soldiers will not react to your commands and just go back to a dojo. That's because they're basically recharging at your dojo. You can see when you look at this little picture here, there are like 2 little bars. One of them, the left one, is hit points, basically is life points. You can also see how many life points he has here on the list. He has 70 from 70, so he's fully charged. And the right bar, the blue one, is the amount of charges he has. It's basically his ammunition. And when that ammunition drops to a certain level, then the soldier will go back to his dojo and recharge there, which will also cost you a little bit of crystal tone. So you always have to keep you have to watch out not to have your dojos too far away from where a battle is going on, because otherwise the soldiers will take too long to go back and recharge and stuff like that. So how do you get buildings close to where the fight is going on? This is something I'm going to show you right now. There's a ability in this game called Teleportation, but we're going to need some magic tone for this, and also we are going to need some construction tone, which means I'm gonna stack some of construction tone and magic tone in my main building, and I'm going to build this construction tone generator. I'm going to actually dedicate my entire production to this, so we can see how this works. Meanwhile, I have built my first dojo of the gazers, which means they can help my other dudes in the fight. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit. Yes. As you can see, the magic tone generator is really expensive compared to the other generators. It's a more of an advanced technique, but it's super important, especially later in the game, and especially when it gets, when you put the game in really high difficulty mode. Okay, so now I'm stacking up magic tone. This is good. I'm going to attack this building with these dudes. And you will see that there will be a pool right underneath this building. Hopefully. Come on. Oh no, they're running out of ammunition. This is not good. Alright. And yes, there's a pool, but it's not primed yet, so I have to build a tone spreader right next to it. And you will see my surplus flow is right at 0 right now because, oh no, one of my pools has been contaminated. I have to free it. I'm gonna do it right now. So my surplus flow is now 3. And if I build something here, oh, it's got contaminated as well. You have to always watch out for these spores. They're always trying to contaminate your buildings. And if they do that, then you will lose stone flow, which means you can't produce any new workers anymore. I'm gonna speed up this construction a little bit because it's super important. Okay, so we will see when this building gets built, I will get more surplus flow. There we go, I got 5 more flow, which means I will get a little more workers. I'm able to build more buildings. It's in a way similar to supplies in StarCraft, I think. Okay, so right now I have a little bit of magic and a little bit of construction tones stacked up. Now I'm able to teleport buildings. So for example, if I click on this dojo, which is really far away from where the battle is going on, I can use this button here on the top, on the bottom, to teleport it somewhere else. For example, I want to have it here. And there we go. So now the soldiers don't have such a long way to recharge when they are battling, which gives me a huge advantage in a fight. And basically the game is all about, collecting enough magic and construction tone to slowly move your entire base, inch forward towards the enemy lines. It's basically your entire base is mobile, except for these tone spreaders. They can't be teleported, and actually it's a good idea to destroy them after you leave a certain area, because they only take up tone flow. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show you guys is this feature here. These are basic control groups for your buildings. So you can see that there are like tiny images of the dojos right there. If I click on them, I can basically select the dojos which are here as well. So when I'm doing like a fight over here, I don't have to scroll the way back to select a different dojo. I can just click on these right away and see what's what. I will also see how many soldiers of this dojo are alive. I can even click on the individual soldiers to see how they are doing. So for example, right now the dojos, the tentacle guys are not here. They should be here to help the gazers out defending this area, so I can send them over and they will just hang out and defend this area. The buttons above are basically just pages So when you get more than 3 dojos, you can get them on the second and on the third page. You can even arrange them as however you want, because if you right click on the images, they basically disappear. And if you click on a new dojo, it appears right there. So you can, when you have lots of dojos, you can basically organize them, so you can put like, for example, the tentacle dojos on the first page and only the gazers dojos on the second page or something like that. You can also switch between the pages by pressing the buttons 1, 2, 3. However, there are no shortcuts, no key presses for selecting the individual dojos, which is a little bit problematic. Sometimes you have to quick click a lot if you want to attack with everything you have. But never mind about that. What's next? My guys are attacking. I'm gonna spread a little bit more, and I'm gonna teleport a little bit. You can also teleport your main building, but you really have to be really careful with that, because you might teleport it somewhere where it's really far away from your tone generators, and then you will have to wait a long time until you can teleport anything else. I'm just gonna move my entire base right over here. Okay, so maybe a couple of other interface explanations. As I already mentioned, this is the overview map where you can see all the different areas you have unlocked so far. There is this button on the lower left, which just shows the health and ammunition bars right next to your dudes on the world map. There is this button which shows you the priorities of the different tasks you gave to your workers, and there's this interesting button here which becomes very important in the more difficult levels of the game. It basically turns all your workers into soldiers, and they will automatically attack everything inside. They're really lousy attackers, but you have lots of them, so when you don't have a huge army amassed yet, there might be a good idea. It's basically your last line of defense, but it can help greatly if you are fighting a great force. Of course, in order for this to be effective, your entire base has to be actually very close to where the fight is going on, which of course means you have to always teleport your buildings where the action is happening. I'm gonna see. So basically the game is about using artifacts in their correct places. So for example, this would be a place to use artifacts, you can see by the sparkling, but I don't have the right artifact to use it in this place. If I had the right artifacts, then I could put stuff in the hands of these guys, and a cool thing would happen, and I would gain knowledge, which would appear here, and I can later use this knowledge, these symbols, or to defeat the final boss of the game, which is in the center of the map. But that's something you have to figure out for yourself. Maybe that's something we are going to cover in the Let's Play. One last thing I wanted to mention is that you can actually, by pressing Shift, you can start this question mark mode, which gives you actually information about every piece of interface you can see. So you can have like tooltips above about all the different things. So there is not really a tutorial in this game, but using this function you can actually figure out a lot in case you forgot something or you get lost. So that's it for today. I think we covered lots of different topics there. There's still a little bit more things, for example, about this cross. This is a little bit complicated to explain, and it becomes only important later on in the game when you're playing on a very, very hard difficulty. I might be covering this in a Let's Play, so certainly look forward to it. I'm going to figure out how I want to make this, and I will upload it on this channel or on the Social Dissonance channel. So until then, well, have fun and good luck, and bye bye.